Right, welcome back everybody. Today we're on the Piaggio NRG MC3, and what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be sticking the under tray belly pan back on, hopefully, and this front fairing here, it's actually missing the actual indicators, but we can still put this on because you can fit these quite easy. It's only a 5-minute job to take this back off again, so we are going to stick this on for now. I will have to get some new indicators ordered. I did have one, but the other one's missing, so I'll just order a pair of them because the lens was broke on the one that I do have as well. So I've started recovering the seat. I'll come to that in a minute. We'll have a look round and see what I've been doing. So we've got Harry today. He's on half term this week, but he's broke his wrist, didn't you? Show him your wrist. So he's broke that in 2 places, and he's actually bent one of the bones in his wrist. It's on a 13-degree angle, so we're just waiting to see if this cast will correct that. If not, he'll have to maybe have a bit of surgery on that to manipulate the bone straight again. So that's another story. So I'm just going to take Harry inside, set him up in there with a bit of lunch, and then I'll come back out and I'll show you where we are with this moped. So we'll see you in a minute. Right then, so as you can see, I did start doing this. I didn't bother filming it because I have actually done a video on recovering a bike cover, and that was on the TZR. So if you want to see how I've done that, just check out the playlist. I haven't actually finished this one because I did run out of staples. So as you can see, I've still got a few staples to put in. Not very many. I've pretty much done this side. I just need a couple up here and a couple here, and I just need to tie these bits back there and get them done. So not much more to do. I've got a couple of staples there that didn't want to take for some reason, so I'll pull them out and do that again. It don't look too bad to say it's not an original seat cover. It's a bit of a universal generic one, but I'm happy with how it turned out. It's a lot better than having them big rips that we did have there. I'm not bolting that back on yet, as I say, because I've still got a few staples to put in it. But what we're going to be doing is hopefully getting that panel back up on there. There is a few scratches on it, and I did repair the crack from behind, but you can, it's still noticeable. But I say I don't want to be spending a lot of money on this because it's going to be a cheap scooter runaround for someone at the end of the day. So I'm going to set you up now. We'll start putting these bits back on. I've got to try and find where all the screws were, and there wasn't even all the screws in them. So we'll have to see what we got and what we can make do with. Right then, so we need to get this back up. I think that goes under there, that part. We come up because then it drops down to click in like that, and that sits behind the ignition barrel there like that. I say there is these little side vents that you are meant to put in there like that. So let me just get a few screws. We'll just get these 2 wound in. And then we've also got this belly pan to fit from underneath before we do them bottom fairing bolts up, because this has all got to match up. Oh, and I've got to take them screws out. Right, so I've actually got to undo these 2 screws that I've put in up here. It's a bit out of the way for you to see this, but I've just got to wind these out because this belly pan goes behind this screw as well. So let me just take them 2 out, and that should release the bottom of this front blue fairing then. Right, so then I can push excuse me head for a minute. Push that up behind. Right then folks, as you can hear, it's started to rain now. So I didn't get much film with that bottom belly pan because it was a bit of a nightmare. So what we're going to do is we're just going to stick this front fairing on. Make sure you get your wires come through. Let's get that up. That's some little clips at the top. There it goes. Right, where's my screwdriver? Right, so just winding that in. A bit noisy in here now with that rain coming down on the roof. Got one screw there. Right, so that's them 2 screws in. I say I can, I'll order them indicators and we'll get them put on another day. It's just about getting some bits put back on it because it's just sitting here taking up some space at the minute. So it's the belly pan on, we've got that panel on, we've got that panel on. I think we're about there, to be fair. I've still got the seat to screw on. In fact, I've got a couple of wing mirrors, I think. Yeah, I've got the wing mirrors here, look. Let's just get these on for now. I say I will be taking this back off again, so when I do, I'll just give these a little bit of a paint. Right then, so as you can see, I've got the underpan on, I've got the top fairing on, and I've also got this fairing on here. Obviously this bike was a learner bike, it has been down the road a few times, there are a couple of clips broken, so we have got a little gap along here, but there's a clip broken behind there. And there's still the odd bit of damage on this side, which I never got around to repairing. I weren't going to bother spending any more getting that tray done. These trays are about 35 to 40 pounds just for the bottom one. So it's where do you stop on a project like this sort of thing. So as I say, it's coming to an end, this project, I reckon. I was going to paint the wheels black, but I don't know if I'm going to go down that route now. I might just get the back tyre sorted because it seems to be going down, so whether if it's got a slow puncher or it's either not sitting on the bead correctly, so we'll have to investigate on that one. But I say there's not a lot more left to show you on this. I've just got to put a few more staples around the seat. I've just got to bolt the front indicators in, put that wing mirror on, and that's pretty much it then. The bike will go for an MOT. I've just had it out in the garden. You can see there's a bit of grass on the wheel there. Just give it a few laps up and down there. It's been running for 15 minutes, not an issue. I do need to get a battery for it because the battery that was on it was no good at all, and it's running on the kickstart at the minute. So yeah, I mean, it is not the best looking bike by all means. It is a used second-hand scooter that's been used and abused and used as a learner bike, so it did belong to a motoring school, this one. I'm not sure what the mileage is on it, I can't remember. 16,113 miles. So it's not a lot of miles really. It's a 2000 reg, I think this one is, or a 1999. What I might do now is, because it's only a bit of a short episode this, I've got a Hater 41 out the back there that I bought as a non-runner. So I'm just going to quickly bring that in, put that on the bench and see if we can get that running and see what the problem is with that. So let me just swap the bike around with the mower and we'll have a look at this little Hater and see what the issue is with that one. Right then, so this is the old girl. This is how I picked it up. The chap used to keep it outside, so this was his sort of like cover for the engine basically. So we'll take that off for now, we don't need that on there. All he was told me is, I think he said there was an issue with the gearbox and he said there was an issue with the self-drive and he couldn't get it to start either. So telltale sign, someone has been in here. He must have been in because he's had this since brand new. So he has had the air filter off. Oh look, there's the air filter gasket. So we'll just stick that down there. The plug looks to be like a new plug. I don't know if there's any fuel in it. I haven't tried nothing with this. I literally brought it back and parked it up. there is something in the tank, but it doesn't smell too clever, and it is priming. So we've got the priming circuit there, we've got the bulb on, not the bulb, the plug's on. We'll just have a quick wipe on there. See what we're looking like for oil. Right, it's on the mark on the oil. It's a bit black, but there's enough in there, it's up to the top. So we give it a few primes, let's just see what's happening. Right, so we've got nothing at all there, so what I'm going to do, just take the plug out and we'll put a little bit of squirt down the head. So that looks like a new plug. It's pretty black in there, doesn't look the best. But what we're going to do, I've only got a bit of WD, so I'm just going to have to spray a bit of that in. So we'll just stick a bit of that in there. And we're not looking for it to run, we're just looking for it to fire. So if it fires, then we'll be alright. So let's take a look at this. Right, that should have fired by then. Right then, so I've just got my spark plug tester. So we're just going to test the spark. See if we've got a spark on it. Now I don't know if you're going to be able to see that or if I'm going to be able to see it from here. Oh, I need to just tie that handle back. Well, I can't see no spark there. Right, I'm not seeing a spark there. So for starters, I'm just going to change that plug out. As I say, it looks a bit gummed up, that plug. I mean, I've seen a lot worse. So that's not really going to help at all. So I'm just going to give it a couple of pulls over with the plug out. So this isn't a new plug, this was a known good one I had here, and it's a torch. So I ain't going to spray nothing in it, we're just going to go for a straight start now, see if it was the plug. Right, so there's nothing there. Right, so I've just tried that new plug, and again we're getting no spark, so I thought I had the camera on filming that, but I didn't. So we've got no spark on this plug either. So then what I'm going to do is we're going to take this plastic cover off, we're going to trace back to the coil, make sure everything's fine there, and we'll also trace the little fine wire that goes to the kill switch, and also making sure that the kill switch is nice and clean and there's no crap on there stopping this from sparking. So let me just get a socket and we'll get this top off. Right then, let's take a look in here. I'll just lay that up there for a minute and we'll just bring you in. And what I have noticed for starters, that kill switch is totally full up with crap on there. Look, and so is the end of the pin, so we're going to need to give that a bit of a clean to start with. But what we're checking for along the way is to have a look at this cable all the way along, just to make sure it ain't been pinched or it's worn through anywhere on the body or nothing. And I can see the problem already. So I should say our issue is just there, look, the HT lead has been cut on there, and what it was there, and where it should have been was in that little groove there. So someone's actually had the top of this off, so the HTD should sit in that little notch there, but someone's actually had it there on this straight piece of metal, and they've put the top cowling on, and as you can see they've cut through the HT cable. So I'm going to have to source another coil now. I'm not sure if we've got any. I did have a spare engine, but Soppy nicked that in his last video if you remember rightly. So I'm just going to have a quick look in the spares, see if we've got another coil, get that out here. Hopefully that should be this blower running then, and then we could take a look at this drive issue that the chap said it had as well. So right, so I found one. I think it's the one off his Trotter's lawnmower. So we'll just get this governor arm off. And that happens a lot, that does. People don't realise when they take that top shroud off that there is actually a little notch for that HT lead. It's quite a common thing that, for them to get trapped. Take that plug off. They've done a right job on that one. So we're just going to stick the kill switch cable back on. Just get that bolt through there for a minute. Start that off. And what I do to set the gap, just put it off the magnet for, there we go. Put a card in, a business card or a playing card. So just put that in, and then just wind it back till it hits the magnet. There we go. So that's pulled that on now, and then we can just nip that up, and that'll give us our gap for our coil pack. And then just turn it around so the magnets have disappeared. There we go, and that'll be the gap for the coil set now. So we can stick that HT lead on. Now I say, just remember it does sit in there. So that one is kaput. We'll have a look at that in a minute. I've just got to get a screwdriver, so I've got to put that gasket back on and put the air filter around the right way. So we can have a look at this. Oh blimey, look at that. Brand spanking new genuine Briggs filter. So he's obviously had to go at doing a bit of a service on it, the chap. And the thing that let him down was obviously not putting the cowling on right. So his loss is my gain. So everything's working there as it should be. Just going to grab my cloth and a bit of car spray. I just want to give that a bit of a dousing, just to get that crap off of there. There we go. Even though that doesn't look like it was a problem now, but that wouldn't have helped. It was only kept building up on there, and in the future that would give us another issue there. So let's get this cover back down. So I like to just start these screws off. I don't like to wind them right in until I've all got them all lined up. Started, and the one with the big washer on goes over your exhaust guard. And I actually think I gave 15 quid for this, 15 or 20 quid it was, and It literally been on Facebook. I think it was 26 minutes when I see it, and I've messaged the bloke straight away and said, can I have it? Because I knew at that money, even if it didn't work and the engine was terminal, I've still got good parts here. The boxes go for 40-50 quid alone, the grass bags, and it was a good body on it. It just needs a bit of a polish up, or I could have put another engine on it. It wouldn't have cost me a lot. So for 20 quid, it was well worth it. With it being the self-drive as well, even though he reckons there might be an issue with the self-drive, but we don't know yet, as we haven't heard the thing actually run itself yet. But when I actually got there, he told me there was 7 other people in queue waiting, and a couple of them actually offered him 50 quid for it. But I respect the bloke. He stuck to his word and let me go first. So, but when you do see these, you've got to get straight out there and get on them. So let's have a look and see if we can get this to fire now. Right, so all the tools are out of the way. Just have to put that there for the minute. HT leads on. We'll give it a few primes. Oh, don't say the spring's gone. Oh, what's the chances of that? That seemed alright a minute ago. What's going on here? Let's just nip these off again. That's what I mean, it's easy for something to just get caught. Although there's nothing there for it to get caught on. Bit strange on me, that one. Not had that before. I'm just a bit wary now because it might just be caught, so that pull cord might shoot back in on its own. So I'm just going to grab hold of that. There we go, what's going on in here? Yeah. Oh, I don't know what that was about. Not had that happen before. Nothing wrong with it. It just seemed to have spun back on itself. That was a new one on me. Number 2. There we go. So stick that back over there for a minute. Get a couple of the primes. Right then, let's have a look. Right then, that fired up perfectly. So what I'm going to do is just quickly take it outside because the drive seems to be working on here. So let's just take it outside for a minute. Right, so we're going to give it another go, see if we can get away without priming it this time. Right, well that seems perfectly fine. Drive might be a little bit slow, so I mean it's had no adjustment at all on here, so what we can do is just adjust this up a little bit. And we'll give that a go now. Right, that is actually alright. It might have sounded a bit noisy. That's because this was not fastened down, it's rattling away. So the engine itself actually sounds lovely. So I think probably will do the carburetor diaphragm service on it, because it did drop revs a little bit of hunt there. So well, that's not a problem. So I'd say that original spark plug would probably still be alright, but I'll leave this one in because it was a bit gummy. So that just wants a basic quick service, oil change. Obviously the air filter's been done, so it's just a matter of doing the carb and diaphragm and changing the oil in it. And we'll have a look underneath, see what the blade's like. We'll have a quick look now. Just lift that back. As you can see, it's lovely and clean under there actually, and it doesn't look like a really old blade actually, so it might have had a new blade on it as part of that service he's done. And it looks like it's had a new washer in the middle plate there as well. It's still got all its plastic under tray, nothing cracked or broken. They do normally crack them, and these normally do take a bit of a beating and cracking as well. So it is a nice solid complete machine. I say it was an elderly chap that had it, and he'd had it from new. So it is a 2008 model. It should turn a nice few quid. This is one that I will probably put the drill on it and just give that body a bit of a polish up like I do on the other ones, because this will command a nice little bit of profit. So I'll be quids in with this one, and as you can see there, that was our issue. No way was we going to get a spark. Trying to get a spark off of that, it's not going to happen, mate. So that one is one for the bin, kaput. That's the old plug there. So it would clean up and go again. I'll just keep that in a box as a spare. So that's a little quick update on the old Piaggio NRG and this Hater 41. I'll say there's not really much more to show or video on this. I don't think I'm going to go down the route of painting the wheels, because I say it is going to be just a cheap scooter at the end of the day. So I'm going to get the front indicators sorted out and the back tyre, and that's pretty much all there is to do. It just got a few more staples to put on that seat, and that will be that one going for an MOT. And I can't see why it should fail on anything really. Once it's got the other mirror on, it'll be a nice little scooter for someone just to have a bomb around on. So I think I'm going to put this one away for now. I know what it needs, just a carburetor service and an oil change. So I'm not going to do that in today's video. I think I might be going out in the van again on Thursday. We're looking at going back down to the ponds again to do a bit more fishing. So drop a comment down below if you want to see us go out again in the van, do a bit more fishing. Maybe we can change it up a bit and cook something else in the van. Chicken wraps or something, cook a bit of chicken in the van. Last time we had mince and potatoes, didn't we? And sausage and bacon. We'll probably still have a bit of sausage and bacon maybe for breakfast, but maybe we can do a bit of chicken wraps or something different in the van. If you've got any ideas that you want to see us doing something in the van, just drop it in the comments down below. Or if there's something that you want to see us try and cook in the van, we'll have a go at doing that as well. So I'm looking at getting a second burner stove, just so it's a bit easier for when we're cooking meals. So it's good to have a backup anyway, in case one does go down, you've got another one spare. So I say leave a comment down below if you do want to see us out and about in the van again. It will be fishing again, I'm afraid, but it's just what we're trying to do. The kids are enjoying it at the minute. They're on half term. It's what they want to do. So we'll be going either way. But if you do want me to video that, I say just leave a comment down below, and I'll happily take the camera and set you up. Maybe we'll get you just tripoded up a bit, just do a bit of time lapse of it, and you seeing us casting out, reeling in, doing a bit of that as well, not rather than just seeing us pulling the fish in. So I'm going to stop waffling, and until next time, we'll see you about.